All right, let's do this, man. We're gonna build some stuff today. Let's go ahead and share the screen a bit. This is so the kind of the point here of doing this is I wanted to essentially give anyone who watches the replay of this an idea of, oh, my hat's crooked. Why is it crooked? I wanted to give people an idea of what it could be like to build something that's an application that actually gets into legitimate business use cases. And so by building this application, doing the steps, the pre-steps that you've seen in the previous videos, previous like 7 videos, like it takes time. And so I've been seeing people trying one-shot apps. I've been seeing people struggling with using Bolt, things like that. And it sometimes takes a little bit more thought and requirement to build out something that is going to be a company or potentially a company. And so by live streaming it, you can see how kind of slow it is. It's tedious, it's slow. You're running a lot of things all at once. And you're kind of thinking of things in real time as you're going through and building. And so what we want to do here is just live stream it and make it so that people can see kind of like what it's going to look like. It's really weird because it's a reverse image. And so it looks like my hat's crooked, even though now it actually is crooked. Okay, so we're gonna kind of let's do this. Let's go ahead and share the screen because I think that's going to be what's even more helpful. So I'll share that though because that'll be a lot easier to see. Can I minimize my what the picture looks like? So I can't. And so I might do a couple of these. I am not like trying to get famous or whatever. I just wanted it to be like a step-by-step tutorial for people that could have issues with it. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my headphones and we're gonna code using natural language. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to put on some music so I can get into a little bit of a vibe. And here we go. So hopefully you can hear me okay. I understand if you can't. I wish I had some playback, but I don't have playback. Oh, I might be able to watch this stream. Hold on. All right, I just want to make sure that this will work before I start. All right, so music's on. All right, let's go ahead and set some stuff up. It's gonna be funny and weird, and I'm not gonna look at the screen. So if you can't see anything for you, or if you're sorry for you, I'm told. See if I can get in the zone real quick. All right, so you gotta get into Bolt, you initialize it, you gotta have it load up everything. And I'm also gonna change the name of this. The name of the project is called Reference One. It's something that I've just been doodling on for like 5 years. That's some water. I think I'm only gonna do this for like about an hour. All right. Let's go ahead and cool. Can I rename this real quick? All right, so let's go back to like what this is. I don't like this. I think it should be like when a user clicks on the profile menu item, Essentially, I'm telling it like, hey, you did something that I didn't want you to do. Okay, also you'll see some things up here like connect to Supabase and deploy. I usually don't do Supabase until later. So even though over here, you'll see I have like billing and I'm gonna have different user stories, user profiles, which I can probably kind of write here. I don't think I want different user profiles quite yet. I think I do want organizations though. Ooh, so I do want, okay, I want to set up organizations. So organizations V1, when a user first creates. So here's the thing with organizations though, if you create the capability of creating organizations, that means you also have to create the ability, excuse me, you also have to create the ability to join an organization. If you create the ability to join an organization on any application, that also means you have to create an approval workflow so that if someone joins an app, wants to join an organization, the owner of that organization now needs to get a notification of someone requesting to join, and then they also need to approve it. So you have to think through these things of when you're setting up organizations. So how I'm going to do it is I'm basically going to say that the only people that can join an organization have to be invited. So I need to create an invitational workflow. Okay. So under here, under organizations, I'm going to have organization invitation workflow. V1. I'm going to say if a user wants, okay, an organization owner. Got to figure out how I'm going to do the naming convention for it. So if an organization owner wants a user to appear underneath their organization, the application giving that user the ability to view the. See, I'm not sure I want to do organizations yet. That might be something I do in the future. Because right now, I think all we're going to sell to at this point are we're going to be doing people who can move quickly. So we might use like staffing agencies or something, but we're probably not going to do like large organizations right now. One, we don't even know what we should be charging for this application because we don't know how much it's going to cost us to use all the AI that we're going to build into it. And so by that measure, we're not like, I'm not even sure I want to do organizations because we're not even sure what we should charge organizations quite yet. So, but I'll still write out just the initial like user story of how it should look. Okay, so within the application, they are given the option to create an organization or to join organization. If they create an organization, they are asked if the organization name, also what industry the organization is located in. Okay, so what I'm doing here is if I'm going to build out an organizational like ability to join or something like that, then I also want to give like myself the internal data. So if I start to see like, hey, we just had 15 organizations join, all by different users. They're all in construction. Well, and then I can go to all of those users, like, hey, how did you hear about us? And see if we got introduced by some like trade publication or maybe they have a mastermind group where they all told each other about us. It's just good to know, because then we could start doing things like giving discounts for more uses, or we could do one-on-one trainings for that group in case there are people in that group that weren't sold yet. We can give free credits to the group, things like that. That would be really helpful for us to know like where they came from. So you're kind of creating the ability to build growth levers into your business model from creating your application. And that's something that I've always really loved about some of the best products, is like they inherently have like growth revenues. For instance, I know from building this application, when a business owner or a hiring manager, but since we're only going after startups and business owners right now, this is going to be interesting. When they send a request for a reference one to a reference of a candidate, well, that reference is probably also a hiring manager, because otherwise, how would they have hired or been in management position of that candidate that this new company is now evaluating? Which means now, once that new reference is experiencing it on the reference side, they might say, hey, that's really slick. I want that for my business. And so that creates the growth loop. See, so that's why we're building it this way, is so that it just has a really viral effect, kind of like back in the day when you would join, Hotmail. It'd say sent by Hotmail, and then Superhuman had a thing that was like sent by Superhuman. Um, iPhone users used to have something too that was like sent from my iOS device or iPhone or something like that. And so we're going to have something kind of like that. And that was kind of the reason why we built the application the way that we built it, is because it would have inherent growth levels, like, or growth levers, like put right into this, the application itself. And so we're constantly trying to think through, okay, how are we going to build these growth levers? So one of them is by knowing what industry someone is in, because we're not going to ask, how did you hear about us? Because that requires people to think, and they could just be like, a trade organization. And then you have to say, well, what trade organization was it? And you see what I mean? Like, now all of a sudden you're ending up where you're making them do a lot of work just on the inbound, and you don't want to do that, not even a little bit. So you'll also probably say, in order to not force it, probably also say that make a name, and also which industry the organization is located in as a drop down menu. Make the organizational name a required field. Make the choice of which industry the organization is in optional. So we don't want to add friction when people are uploading, but we do want to give the option, because it might be really revealing. So again, this isn't even a feature we're doing yet. This is just kind of thinking through how we will eventually want the feature to look. Same thing is here. If an organization owner wants a user to appear underneath their organization on the application, giving that user the okay, cool. Organization owner has a button in their user profile that says add team members. If they click that button, they see a modal appears that asks for their first name and last name and email. Below that initial field, also add a functionality where the organization owner can add more team members to invite so that they can do it in bulk once they have the fields. Okay, I'm not gonna put that. I'm gonna put the bottom of the menu. And another thing that we'll have to do with like organizational invitation is like we're also gonna have to build in an email integration into the app so that it sends out the notifications to the people that says, hey, you've been invited by so and so to join their organization reference one. See what I mean? So now you got to start like building out all types of stuff. So see what level was this? This is setting 2. So organization invitation B1. Okay, so you don't see what I'm doing here. The reason I'm doing it this way is because when I show the outline, it needs to all read well. See? So it's going to say email. So this is going to have to be an integration. So I'm just going to put here integration into email sender. So I'll probably, because of what we're trying to do here, I've been hearing, email. So just something about me, I always, when I'm building a new company, I always try new things. I'm just always trying to be on the cutting edge. That is just something that I 100% believe in. And so I've been hearing about loops for a while. I just have never needed it. And I've been following a little bit about, what they do, why people love them, and also just reading their founders' tweets. And I really like how they're building stuff. So I'll probably just go ahead and commit to this just so that I can learn a new tool. So every single time I launch a project or a business, I try a new tool just so I can be dangerous, whether I want to be at the top or the frontier of tech. So it's 2-pronged. One, I want to be at the frontier of tech so that it makes me more efficient. Like using Bolt is just to help me learn Bolt, right? And then it ended up like working out really well. After trying a couple others like Cursor and Replit. But also as if I ever need to join a new job, I now will know how to use loops. Just like now, if I join a new job, I know how to use Bolt. So right here. So I'm going to add this here. I imagine Bolt is going to need the documentation. See, look, it has Superbase integration, which is what we're going to use because, again, Bolt is integrated. You see how it starts adding up? So we'll go ahead and integration guide. So we'll have to read this later so we know how it works. And then, oh yeah, we're gonna have to go through this. Okay, cool. All right, so the next thing we're gonna need is, are we gonna need Stripe integration? I don't think anyone's gonna be paying through the email. Okay, so essentially, like, we're gonna need to know how to do all these things. So we're gonna go ahead and just keep this. Yeah, so we're gonna come here because we're gonna go ahead and say because we're just gonna have to do the grunt work to understand how it works, which I'm not gonna suffer you through, but again. Okay, so the reason why we also need to know this, what we're gonna go with is because this is just the organizational email, invitation email. Eventually we will want to potentially have a candidate version of reference one where they can where they can, at the bottom of their resumes or cover letters, they can just put a link, kind of like LinkedIn. That's their reference one link. And it'll actually send them the profile with all the references they've gained. So eventually, what I hope will happen is that we'll have the transcription of the references and we'll have the job description, that an employer can just take the job description, upload it into their own interface, and then our AI will overlay the two transcriptions and the job description on top of each other, and then that'll give them a candidate score. So instead of, it's like a proactive way of doing reference checks rather than a reactive way of doing reference checks, which is what we're currently working on. So that's all down the road. Okay, so let's see what Bolt did. Sometimes it doesn't do what you want it to do. Okay, cool. So it doubled up profile. Okay, so this is going to be interesting, right? Okay, so now we're going to do, so it doesn't know what we're trying to do, and I'm wondering if it can't do it. So I'm going to say, It's saying it can't just create the page. Hold on, let's just ask it. Can profile just be the main page where when a user clicks? Setting. Oh, okay. I see. I think I know what's happening. Okay, so watch this. Downwards arrow. That's what I was about to type. But look, it's an arrow that's down. So what if I changed it instead to arrow to a This is just a UI like preference, to be honest. I think it's just going to look cleaner without the arrow there. Mhm. So, by the way, I usually don't do this level of the UI work until much later, but it's like kind of bothering. Like we haven't even really dug in because, like I said, I think we're gonna do open positions first. We'll go candidates. And it's going to be deep because that's when we, excuse me, pull in the OpenAI API. And yeah. Oh, I love that animation. See, I didn't even ask for that. I didn't even ask for that. Okay, now. I'm just going to do that. The profile. Just be profile. Can the okay. Can the, I don't know what I was writing there. Where when a user clicks on it, the application takes them there. The real reason I'm doing this because eventually I will want the organization tab underneath. When they click it, I want to have organizations and then billing, but I don't want to do that yet. I'm trying not to let it paint me into a corner, but it's probably the last one I'll do. If you can't figure it out, I'll just move on until I do it later. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't do this to me. I feel like it's going to fuck it up. Oh, let's go. I don't like that actually because it highlights both of them. All right. Well, that's what I asked for. So shame on me. All right. Let's move. Open positions. Okay, let's see what they did for open positions right now. Okay, I like everything that they're saying right here. Mm-hmm. See, I went too far. See, they got it. Look, they got it right here. So really, I messed up. When they click that button, a modal opens up that allows them to input the name of the role, the department. Like, it's so much better. It's under. Here, I'll do that. Marketing, engineering, operations, finance, sales, business development, marketing, engineering. ChatGPT always open just to ask like super questions like, are the key things in a company with under, let's go under 50 employees. Product. Customer support. Okay, customer support product. Let's do customer success. Customer success. Let's do customer support. I think that can go the other way. Let's do people operations, people ops. Then let's do T security infrastructure, marketing and growth. Okay, cool. I think we got everybody there. Okay. All right. The text field where the user can input a job description. All right, I'm gonna actually do this whole thing. I normally wouldn't do this whole thing together. And I like that it has statuses on when a position is saved, automatically mark the. I like the statuses. I didn't put status in the first one. Mark the actually, I'm gonna split these up. It's a lot of waiting, especially if you do it my way. And I'm not saying my way is the best way. I'm just saying it's been a lot easier to do it this way and like conserve tokens and not burn a lot when you do it like case by case. Also, okay, clicking outside the modal, clicking the cancel button, submit the form. Okay, I mean, I'm not mad at what you said. I'm going to change that. Okay. Okay, I don't like, is this rich text? Okay. It looks ugly. So usually I'll just say, can you, like, if I'm trying to, like, make the modal for, let's see what they named it. Okay. So they didn't name it. So I'll say, can you make the create new position modal and open positions? Okay, I might have taken that too far, but essentially I'm asking it to make a UI call for me because I really like for an MVP making UI decisions like this, unless it's like an animation or a function or something like that, like it's not really necessary at this early in the game. When you have full-time designers, full-time engineering staff, they can implement the UI, then sure. But right now, not really pertinent. And so you can see it, right? So I can't code, but as I'm like doing this, I'm now learning like, okay, if I want to change something in here, like if I want to add a department, I know how to add one. Okay, let's see what you did. Let's see what you did. Oh, that looks so much better. We'll change these so that they're different colors later. But I like what they did here. I like what they did here. So instead of this, I'm gonna say change the. I like how it blurred out the back. See, create the. So change the order of the. Create a new position on the open positions page from create position. Okay, so here's the thing. I honestly could go in here and just change it. I don't know why I'm doing that. So create position. Um, so do I want to create a new position or add new? I don't like that about this software though. Okay. Okay. That should change. I did that right. That should change later, like when I do this next one. Oh, it already changed. Any position. Yeah, changed right here. Okay, cool. I really want these to be multicolored. Again, small things. Okay, I'm gonna skip that. Digging into the weeds. Okay. Alright. Okay, I don't remember. I remember adding this in here. All right, if I click outside of that, okay, I'm fine with that. It's gonna change that role title. So the reason why we need to say how many it should have a field where these can input how many references candidates receive. One, because we make more money the more references that they use, and two, you remember somewhere else in the application, we're going to have a thing that shows how many references the candidates have left to complete. So that way an employer can go in and say like, hey, like remind this candidate that they need their references, and it will send them an email of which ones haven't like answered. So that's one thing that it'll have, but also it'll just be handy to just um, have a dashboard, just more information about how their workflow is going. So if they're about to make a call and they know a candidate is that they really love is like missing like their last reference, they can go ahead and proactively reach out to them. Eventually, we'll just have like the date the references are due, and then it'll automatically trigger a reminder. So I'll probably have that as a future feature. Auto reminders. Probably do dates for references. Auto reminders. Okay, cool. So we'll get to that in a second, like later on. Okay, so all right, so now we're going to mark this part off. Okay, so now we need to do the application. We need to do the persistence. I'm going to remove this card because I like how it's laid out vertically or like whatever. I might do like when a user clicks into, I might do it this way. When I might do like, oops. Bad. Shoot, it's in the middle of coding something. Okay, so here's why you write everything down. Check this out. Told you about context windows, right? This is why it forgot what I just told them to do because I had accidentally closed the app. It was here. That's why you write that stuff down. I stopped it like while I was in the middle and it did not have it saved. And some people just go for broke, man. Just like, what happens if you accidentally close a window like that? Sorry, that's a stupid email. All right. Okay. See where we're at. Okay, so you got rich text editing right here. Okay. Okay, I don't trust that. So let's go to LinkedIn. Look at some jobs because that thing needs to expand and take a copy paste. Okay, so let's go copy paste that over. I'd be able to do it. There's no way. Look at that. Okay, that's super ugly. So now what we need to do is we need to say like when a user copy and paste a job description into the create. Oh shoot, it didn't even save the add position. Let's do that real quick. What did it say? create position. Oops. Not even here, bro. Yep. I need to fix that. So that didn't even stay. Save that, right? Okay. All right, when a user, so the problem with this is that I copy and pasted a job description and it did a weird job. And pasted jobs into the add a position modal in the positions page. The text that is pasted needs to retain the rich formatting from where I don't know what this means, but copied it. The paste. Okay, so what I'm hoping happens is that when next time I copy this, it's just look like this. That's all. That's a lot of this. Is like you're just trying to figure out like you're just trying to help it. You're just trying to help it along. All right. Let's see. All right. The window's bigger. Oh no. I mean, okay. Well, fuck it. Let's challenge it then. What's that called? General manager. 5 references. Oh yeah, no, I knew there was gonna be an error. I'm just seeing what's up. See if that actually will work. Okay, so it didn't show up in positions. Okay, so we're gonna change that too. So we also need to make sure that when a user clicks save, position in the position modal positions page, the job position needs to be. So we're not going to use that right now because right now we need to solve this riddle. So we're going to add that to here. That block will help. Right now we just need to figure out what this is. Oh no, we do need to add that now. me just see if it does what it's supposed to. But we also need to make sure that we can delete them. Right now you can't delete them. Okay, cool. No, we got it. So let's go ahead and add this. It's too much code. Someone's gonna see that and they're gonna freak out. So we're gonna change that too. I don't know what that is. I don't need that right now. All right, so essentially this one, and then we probably just, again, need to write a copy pasting. When user copies, paste a description into the from on. Cool. Let's see what's happening here. Shoot. Okay. All right, let's do this then. Oh yeah, we edited it right here. Sure. Clicks on I'm gonna split that out because I don't quite know what that's gonna do because you're still trying to make sure that copy and paste took. So right now you're just trying to make sure that copy and paste looks okay. We can't see if it looks okay because we can't click into it. See? That's what you got to do. You're basically like iterating on the product as the product's being built, which if you're technical, you probably wouldn't do. You probably build the product first and then iterate. If you're not technical, this is the best way to do it because there's going to be some broken code. And then while that's happening, I'll probably, so you see, I started building out the business use case around customer discovery. So I did this part. So now I might say like, oh, I also need to change the name of this thing to reference one. See, it has the wrong name up there. Do that in a second. Okay. Oop. Did not take. Okay. Okay. Let me user copy and paste. So sometimes I'll save this. In the open in the how to do that in the open positions page. So I might just save that over there and then like bring that over a little bit so I can reference that more often. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Use the copy message description into the add a role model in the open positions page. All right, so now we're getting into like the needles and the nitty gritty. I go feature by feature again because you don't know when something's going to be broken until you're too far along. And so right now we're working on the candidates. We're on the open position feature. We still got a couple more things to do too, and then we'll finish that feature, and then we'll move on to the next feature. Okay, so here we go. So maybe even added headers. I honestly don't trust it, to be perfectly honest. Let's do. I don't trust it because a lot of times that was a little too easy. Yeah. So. Headers, formatting, bullets. All right, so this is essentially like the back and forth that you have to do. So when I'm creating like this document here, I'm usually going through just trying to figure out, okay, I know what features I want, and I'm trying to like push the features into this like model, because if you start adding too many pages, like this kind of gets unwieldy. Because you're trying to push it into like a single like feature set or user experience with a lot of features. There we go. All right. I mean, that's close. Hold on. It might just be the way this person created their. Hold on. Let's. Okay. No, if everyone's using bullet points, you kind of have to use bullet points, bro. Sorry. The entire structure of description. Essentially, I'm just trying to like. Sometimes you have to like essentially reframe it a couple of times. All right. No, we're just gonna keep. You just keep tooling it up because you want the core. Okay, so this time I got the bullet points, right? Bullet points, right? But you messed up the paragraph and header breaks between headers and normal text. This is the unglamorous part. Okay, cool. Like, you see this? The rich text editor. Interesting. So it actually built a rich text editor inside of the application, which is so hilarious because I'm going to need it when I start formatting the transcriptions later for an employer to read very easily. So that's awesome, actually, because over here you'll see job creation prompt, job grading prompt. I think it's here. If you look at this page of the outputs, it's going to need to be formatted. Is it? Yep. This is going to be the format. So having a rich text editor built into the application, it means that this formatting will be a lot easier to read and structure. So I'm glad it went ahead and did that for me. Ooh, and I was just about to tell it to like open this up a little bit more. I hadn't gotten there yet. Shit. It's so close, dude. Here's the thing, I could 100% just go like that. And maybe I'll leave that for now. I'm going to leave that for now, actually. I'll leave that for now. Cool. Okay. See, that's pretty clean. Reference carrier candidates. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do now, make it so if you click outside that window. In the modal that appears when a user clicks, and then I'm going to stop live streaming to and I'll finish this later, and then we'll start on the next thing next time. So I might finish this off screen. Clicks into the modal to view the details of an open position on the open positions page. To exit, they can click the X in the top right of the modal, or they can click outside of the modal to close. Okay, so essentially, like this is just a UI thing. So it's to close, or the close text. I'm gonna make it so that when that's hovered on, like they know that what they're clicking on, or the close text. The modal. Also, when the user is hovering over the close modal, indicate a okay, also let this finish and then sign it off. So see ya.